Hello, hello, and welcome to Millennial Notebook. My name is Stella,
And my name is Emily.
and here we talk about living life as a millennial in the modern age.
Get comfy, grab your notebook, and let's enjoy the ride together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week ahead. And today we'll be talking about fun stuff because we've been talking about a lot of really sad, depressing stuff recently.
A few heavy topics there.
Yeah, and Emily is back. Welcome back.
Yay! I've made my apologies, mate. I don't know what she said about me, but
I just said that you had prior commitments, so you
Yes.
couldn't make it.
it's all good. We're
Anyway.
here. We're doing this.
Yeah, by the way, just another disclaimer. My cat likes to get his zoomies whenever we are having a recording. So if you hear some chaos around, it's my cat. So please ignore. All right. So today we are talking about hobbies and routines. So the stuff that gets us energized and pumped for life.
Yeah.
Or really just literally the things that keep us going,
Yeah.
outside of work.
Yeah, because life's not all about work.
Yeah. And maybe it's like a little get to know you session, a mini getting to know you session as well, because Emily pointed out that we talk about our work a lot and, dealing with stuff in general, because that is the theme of our podcast. But, she's right when she mentioned that it's also good to kind of introduce ourselves outside of that,
Yeah.
right?
So people
why
don't think
you
we're
start,
slaves.
Emily? I mean, I feel like a slave
I know.
to the corporate
It's
world
hard
sometimes.
not to. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is right. We do this so that we don't feel like it, even if we are kidding. So why don't you go ahead and start with that? Emily?
Okay, cool. So my life outside of work, although small and dwindling, I do quite a bit actually. I'm a serial crafter is probably the best place to start. So like I kind of made my hobbies my work a little bit. So I do like design and stuff and working on the computer and things, which I've always done like since I was really little. So but it kind of expanded excuse me. It kind of expanded from art in general. So when I was a kid I used to draw a lot. I used to make lots of I watched a lot of anime and kids cartoons as it was in the day. Before I realized it was anime. And then I draw a lot of pictures, and then I paint, and I do, pencils and pens and all these sorts of things. So I have an extensive art collection that I've curated over the years. But then it kind of spilled out into things like sewing, which I started as a teenager because I wanted to do like things like cosplay. So I do a bit of cosplay, I guess, as well.
Nice.
Yeah, sewing so I can like fix up my clothes. Do painting. I don't do a lot of painting, but just creative artsy things. So I do lots of that. And
How
then
do you get the materials for that? Like,
for what particular?
For all of them. Like, I
Oh.
mean, I know you have different sources for different types of hobbies, but
Yeah.
for example, the ones that are kind of less the non-traditional hobbies, like for example, you do cosplay, so I know that you sew your own clothes.
Yeah.
So how do you find your sources for these things? Because like I never know where to start, right? Like painting is easy to get into because you just go to like a bookstore, an art shop, and then you get your stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty
but like
much.
some other things are kind of harder to procure, like the items for it. Like do you go to a cloth shop and just buy stuff and you're like, I need this and this kind
Yeah,
of?
pretty much. I mean, cosplay's a really fun one because it's a bit of a I find it's a mixture of a lot of different skills. So I mean, you can go in a few different directions. If you want to go like armor, then you go into like foam smithing. So you're looking at like places that sell foam.
Do you just go to them and then you're like, I want a
pretty
piece
much.
of foam?
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
You get really I would say a lot of cosplayers are very resourceful and also very like you do a lot of research, right? So if you want to get into armor building and foam smithing and stuff as they call it, then you find out the best foam, and then you learn about there's different foam widths, and then you get all the tools, which you can usually get at like a power tool stop, like a Bunnings or a Mitre 10 for a New Zealander. But basically, power tools, you can use those to craft your foam. Then you
Where do
learn
you get
about.
them? You literally just go there and say, "I want this." Do they give it to you?
Yeah, you just
Like,
go to a store and you go, I want a Dremel. A Dremel. It's like a little drill basically that you can like. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
this
I
like it's
mean,
all normal stuff. You just use it for the abnormal purpose.
I know, but then like for example, the foams, like don't these suppliers like want bulk orders and stuff? Like,
No,
do
not
they actually
necessarily.
accept?
I mean,
They actually accept small orders too.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say that. It depends on what you're building. But if you're doing a full armor build, like
Yeah.
that's a medium sized order for them probably. Well, medium
Really?
small for them. Like it uses up a ton of resources. So oftentimes if I'm doing something really small on like foam, I've only used foam a wee, but I haven't used too much of it. But I'll often ask friends if they've got any scraps because they'll often have bought too much and then have scraps as well. There's also a thing called Warbler, which is like a thermoplastic, which is really interesting. You like heat it up and then you mold it to the shape that you want. Which my friend
Ooh.
who's a baker, a trained baker, and cake decorator, she's really good at it because she's really soft, or fine hand skills. If that makes sense. Like she's really good at like making curves and like rolling things and getting like perfect shapes. So her armor build when she did one was amazing. Like it was top quality.
Nice.
So you like a lot of skills transfer and things. So and obviously sewing. It's if you're making a costume, you need to know a little bit of sewing. So sewing skills that
Yeah.
I've acquired over the years have helped as
That's
well.
so interesting. I always
Yeah.
assumed that you needed to have a relationship with them before they let you buy any small amount of stuff.
No, we've got. I mean, we're a
So,
pretty industrial nation, New Zealanders. So
uh,
we get a lot of. We can just go to the store, buy some foam. I mean, we have places now because cosplay's become more and more of a thing, or more popular, I guess you could say. That we have specified places, like I think Warbler, which is the brand, they have a company here in New Zealand, and I think they also sell foam. But
yeah.
there's places like Power Rubber, which is like I think it's Power Rubber. They sell foam for the general public who use it for God knows what. I don't know what people actually use foam for, but you just go and buy it, buy some
Interesting.
foam. Yeah,
Okay, that sounds nice.
yeah.
So, do you do that on a daily or
No, gosh, no. I probably
are
do.
the
I probably do like one cosplay project a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty minimal hobby. Yeah, minimal. It's one of my smaller hobbies, but I guess it's probably the one that takes up the most space.
I see.
um,
So, what do you usually do on a daily then?
so at the moment I'm playing a lot of games at the moment. I've just got the New Horizon game. I want to say it's New Horizons, but that's Animal Crossing, which I also play.
Yeah, I got confused. I was just like, are you talking about Animal Crossing?
No, New Forbidden Forest. No, Forbidden Horizon. No, Forbidden West. Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West. The second one. But it's been really good. So I'm binging through that. And Jonathan and I have started playing some Don't Starve Together, which is like a cooperative. It's kind of like if Animal Crossing was really dark and creepy, but it's the same sort of idea of like you build farms and you fight monsters and things like that, which is amazing. Good fun. So yeah, I do a bit of that. Otherwise, I'm just like I love the Switch. The Switch is really good. You can just like, did you say you have a Switch or you don't have a Switch?
I do.
Oh, you do because you play Animal Crossing. Duh.
Yeah.
The new Pokemon game. I've really enjoyed that.
Arceus?
Yes.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, it's a good game. But I mean, I'm not a completionist. Like Jonathan, my partner, he plays way more than I do. Like he's really into LOL, League of Legends as of recently, and he plays his JRPGs, which is like a traditional Japanese, like traditional Japanese games, like the Tales series.
Yeah.
If you know about games, then you would kind of understand his genre of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of gaming. But as well as hobbies,
you
I
do-
kind of get into and then I get out of and then into and out of. So,
I see. So, is this a daily thing?
it is at the moment. I would say I play games daily because if I'm not playing those, then I usually pick up things like Picross, which is like a puzzle game.
Right.
Or I'll just check on my island, but I usually play games in like sections. That makes sense. I usually play games daily. I play a certain game daily for a period of time. So like I'm playing Horizon, which I've played for the last 3 weeks. I play things like Don't Starve, but that might be like once or twice a year because you have to play it with other people. Things like Picross, I'll just pick it up before I go to bed. So it's usually stuff that I do either before I go to sleep or I'll set aside like a couple of hours in the evening and actually play games. But I wouldn't call myself a hardcore gamer, that's for sure.
Right.
Casual, very casual.
So if they're okay, so you do games. So these are your dailies, right? So what else? Like, do you aside from gaming, what else do you keep busy with after work?
I mean, I watch a lot of TV. TV's really good too. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I either switch out TV for gaming or gaming for TV. But like, yeah, I do like to watch a lot of TV as well. I like to watch really dumb, boring stuff. Like, I just binged through the latest season of Selling Sunset, which is the LA based luxury realtor. Have you seen it?
No, I've no idea.
It's so good, so good. It's so like full of drama and these like classic like big boobs, big butt, blonde chicks selling real estate, basically.
Okay.
But it's really good. It's real like there's so much drama, and then you feel really sad for them because some things get like happen in it, and you feel bad for them. But I don't know. It's mindless TV basically. And in the odd time I will watch some anime, but I find anime is quite an investment, especially after work. Like, I'm just tired, I need it. My brain's not really. I always watch everything in Japanese, so my brain's just like easy TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's Malaysia's. Once a week I do my ice skating, which I've done since I was quite young.
Nice.
Which is kind of like going to the gym, but I just do it once a week, so it's my daily form of exercise, which is more of a commute, is my biking. I bike everywhere.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I bike to work and I bike home. So it's about 35 minutes of biking a day.
One way?
14 minutes each way. Yeah.
14 minutes. Ah, okay.
Or 15 minutes.
Are there a lot of hills around your area?
No, Christchurch is flat. Just fantastic.
Oh, that's nice. It's not exhausting.
No, because Tokyo can be quite hilly, in places it can be.
The hills are alive.
You kind of forget because it's such a sprawling, I guess, it's such a sprawling city, and you don't really see it from afar. But I guess if you could compare it to something like Kyoto is obviously like there's a city in a basin, and they've got hills all around. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the city itself is very like hilly. I don't think it is. Yeah. Maybe not. But yeah, Tokyo, it just kind of takes you by surprise, eh? Like some areas are just like hilly and yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many buildings, you just don't notice it, eh?
Yeah, I think there's specific areas where it's a little bit hillier than others.
Yeah.
Like the area where I'm living in. So I hesitate to call it a city because we are in Tokyo City, but under it are like there are partitions. Yeah. There's no English translation for it, but it's like it's a subdivision. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. So my subdivision is mostly flat, which is great because like and just like for the first time in my life I enjoyed riding my bike because
was it
it's mostly just flat.
Is it quite hilly in Manila?
So no, oh my god, it's so dangerous in Manila. I would never go out in a bike. I mean some of my friends are doing it now. I don't know how they're doing it. It's just I'm very sensitive to heat, and also I look foreign, so I'm a prime target for heat stroke and also for theft. So
none of that.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, no one come at me hating at me because I grew up there. I am like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I lived in Yokohama, which is a big city right next to Tokyo. Really nice city. It's a port city, so it
Mm.
has like a. It reminds me a little bit about San Francisco,
Mm.
maybe Seattle as well, where it's like it's like I don't know. It feels a little bit more relaxed. Maybe
Yeah.
San Francisco is not a good
Comparison.
comparison, but
Yeah.
like maybe Seattle, like it's a little bit more
Hmm.
relaxed. Like they say cities near the port are usually more chill. I have no idea why.
Mm,
Um
possibly. Yeah, I would say that. Wellington's kind of like that. Auckland's its own beast, so I can't really say that for
yeah.
them.
I feel like if they're not the main city, they're going to be chill, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
A
that's
main
probably why
city for something.
Wellington's pretty chill. I mean,
Yeah.
Wellington is tiny for a capital city. It's yeah, to put perspective
Yeah,
in it, but
so
yeah.
I used to live in Yokohama before and it was hilly as hell and I was
Oh wow, I didn't even
dying
notice
like
that.
yeah, or at least the area I was living in was hilly as hell and so just trying to get to work like I had to climb up a steep hill. So and I have a cross bike. It's not like they have electric bikes here, which is what a lot of moms
Yep,
use to travel
transport their
around
children, which is the
their
funniest thing.
children.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a uniquely Japan
it
thing,
is
like a
very
Japanese
unique.
thing.
Yeah,
Like literally they have a child one in front of them and another behind them,
yeah.
and it's like actually I look at them and it's just like that's so dangerous. I would
I saw
never
someone
think of doing
crash.
that.
Did I tell you about that?
Oh no, oh
Yeah, it was
man.
really, really wet, I think, and the bike slid and basically she had a child in the back and the front. And I'm just like, oh my god, it's like
I
worst
almost
nightmare.
And the thing about them is that I know that they're rushing, but they're so reckless sometimes, these mothers. Like they
Yeah.
always almost bump into me. And there was this one time I was riding a bike, just minding my own business, and it was really dark, and she didn't have her light on. And she literally almost bumped into me. Like I had to brake, and then she looked at me as if I was the one who was at fault. Lady, like you're speeding without a light.
Mm,
God. But I
yeah.
know, I mean, I'm not, mothers have it hard, but I'm just saying, be careful.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so yeah, please continue. So you,
Oh, me? I mean,
15 minutes
I
of
think
biking.
I think that's it's kind of it. I bike to work, I go to work, I bike home, I usually chill out on the couch. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to meal prep and like eating and stuff, so I try and have like really easy dinners. Maybe it's just like chicken on rice most of the
Do you
days.
cook?
I think since I've decided that it's when I have time, I like to cook. When I don't have time, I don't like to cook. I like to cook on the weekends when I've got time, and I'll only doing it during the days if Jonathan's home. So
How do you eat then? Like
I
chicken on
just
rice? How do
yeah,
you
I
eat?
just like put rice in the rice cooker and I cook chicken in the air fryer. Like I try and make it as
How do you
simple as
season
possible.
it?
My chicken is usually paprika, garlic salt, bit of mustard powder, onion flakes. Yeah, probably like an all-purpose spice, and then throw it through with some panko breadcrumbs, and then throw it in the air fryer.
Interesting.
Easy.
Mm,
Yeah, I try
all
and keep it
right.
pretty chill.
Okay. Okay, that sounds cute.
Yeah.
So you don't travel around in New Zealand that much. Since
Um.
since
Well,
there's COVID, I doubt you
yeah,
fly
it's.
out of
I haven't
country.
really left the city since the start of the year. Maybe we had a wedding the other day, but that's about it. Just because of COVID, like getting on a plane or anything at the moment is a surefire way to get
Yeah.
COVID. So I've just stayed away from it.
Yeah.
I do have some plans to go to some conventions later this year, so I guess that's kind of traveling. But I'd really love to head overseas again, but it's just a bit expensive in the current climate, especially because all airlines instead of well, multiple things. Obviously, oil prices are really high, so plane ticket costs are quite
Yeah.
high. So it's a bit unrealistic at the moment, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'd love to keep traveling. Like, I think everyone who's traveled loves to travel, right? That's
Yeah.
surely.
I mean, not everyone. I have a friend who's not that
Really?
she's not that keen on it. She's a homebody, so she prefers
Aw.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried to get into it because a lot of us,
Yeah.
her friends, were very into it. She realized it wasn't for her at some
Aw.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much me. So I guess
Mm.
what does life look like for you outside of work?
I see. Well, for me, okay, so we can start with my weekday routine slash hobbies. Um, so I try to go to the gym now. So this is how it happened. Okay, let me just give it an explainer here.
Mm-hmm.
So in uni and in my earlier jobs up until this job as a director, I have been working out every morning before work,
Wow.
and then I go to work, and then yeah, that's it. Cuz I like to get it done
Yep.
before the whole day crashes upon me. But
Yeah.
because of my job, I just got so busy. As I've mentioned in the previous episode, sometimes my schedule gets flipped upside down. So it was really hard for me to maintain a routine, and sometimes I'm just too exhausted.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get back into it again, going to the gym. So I lift. So what I do is I lift. So it's actually a myth that women get bulky when they lift, because to be able to get bulky, you actually need a lot of testosterone. And women don't have enough testosterone to bulk up. Even men have a hard time bulking up, actually,
Yeah,
right?
like you learn about their routines of like how bodybuilders get there, and you're just like, holy, like
Yeah,
there's a
it
lot
takes
of effort.
Yeah, and like even guys, right? Like even if they lift a lot, lift really heavy, they have to take like a lot of protein.
Yeah.
They have to eat a lot of protein, and also like I don't know, some people who want to go bulky and not just like lean, they also need some of them decide to take supplements to help
Yep.
with muscle growth.
Yeah.
I have no idea, like because I never really, my purpose is to get stronger and also to just build enough muscle. So what re-triggered me getting back into the gym is because aside from the fact that I wasn't moving at all for almost a year and a half because of my job, I think it's just the age. So I'm 29 this year. I mean, my therapist tries to correct me. You're still 28. Stop rounding up, because literally that
Yeah.
doesn't do you.
It
Because
doesn't
I'm
do you any
still 28.
favors. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think nearing 30 is really, like, I'm starting to feel my metabolism slowing down.
Yeah.
Because so I'm not moving that much, so that contributed to a little bit of weight gain. But I went back to my previous diet, like the way I ate before the weight gain, meaning so this is pre-breakup, so I also went through a tough breakup. So I think I had a lot of reasons why this happened, and I have empathy for myself for that. But even when I came back to my previous diet, I wasn't losing it. And so I think it's just also, it comes with age, right? Like everyone knows that your metabolism slows down as you get older. And also you lose muscle, especially women. You lose muscle as you get older as well. And so I was just like, okay, I need to. And lifting really helped me, because like I think it's for my body type. It's one of the ways that it makes itself more efficient, actually. Some people do better with a lot of cardio. But for my body, I think the most efficient way for it to just like figure itself out is when I lifted weights. So I'm lifting weights again. I'm really enjoying it.
How
I
much
think
do
it's
you
because you mean time or weight?
I don't know. Like, it's just a dumb question that everyone asks. Like, how much can you lift? But
I think that they're referring to weight. But so right now I can't really lift that much yet because I just got back into it.
Yeah.
But usually I can. The furthest that I've gone by myself, I was able to lift, meaning squat.
Yep.
70% of my body weight. So.
Wow. That's not bad.
So
I think.
yeah,
That sounds pretty good to me.
it's really heavy. So just to give you a number, so let's
Yeah.
say I'm 100 pounds. I'm not,
Yep.
but so let's say I'm 100 pounds. 70%. That means 70 pounds.
Yeah. Wow. That's
So I was able. Yeah.
good on you.
Yeah, I was able to do that before. Now I'm back to like I'm just lifting like 40 pounds, but I think it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Um
I'd say it's quite impressive.
yeah. But what I don't like about this is just they call it DOMS, like delayed. Let me look that up what that actually means
DOMS.
before muscle. Okay, it's called delayed onset muscle soreness. They're called DOMS.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I really hate that because there's so many stairs in Japan and it's painful
Yeah.
going up and down the stairs. And the thing is, like, I experienced this in my previous workplace as well, but like just having to, like, you're rushing in the morning and like you really have to like wobble down the stairs and people are rushing behind you. It's like it's
Yeah.
really it's stressful. I don't know.
It's a great workout. I'd say it's probably one of the reasons I managed to keep a stable weight in Japan, because I was eating a not so great diet, but you walk so much in
That's true.
stairs.
Yeah.
Like I think one day I walked the Eiffel Tower like 4 times or something. Something ridiculous. Like my calculator or whatever.
You mean Tokyo Tower?
No, I can't remember what it did, but it was like it equated it to something realistic in life. So it was kind of like
Oh, that's okay. I was just like, what? Why are you saying Eiffel Tower in Tokyo?
no,
I
as
see.
in sorry, it's more like I think it was like the Liberty
The
statue.
height of
Yeah, so I walked the height of the Liberty statue
Interesting.
so many times or something. I was like, what the hell have I been I've just been going around the city. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been lifting again. So I stopped boxing because the place I was boxing was in the city center with my friends, and it was just it was too hard to schedule into my life.
Yeah.
And also I needed something a little bit more consistent because like the stressor it was great for stress relief, but the fact that it wasn't available to me at any moment that I felt stressed was
Yeah.
and yeah, and also like I don't know if my like the reason for me getting back into the gym and working out is to also kind of help maintain my weight, and just twice a month wasn't really helping me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
So
enjoy
there,
it
I'm
though?
back to the gym. Yeah, it was so much fun. If it were a little bit more accessible, time wise, money wise, distance wise,
Yeah, yeah.
I think I would have continued it. But yeah, right now the most accessible thing and what makes the most sense is the gym. So
Yeah.
that's that, and I love it. I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
I think I was able to de-associate gym with punishment, and I think we have a lot to unpack there. But
Oh yeah.
like when I was younger, I associated exercise with punishment, and I think repairing my relationship with my body and exercise, and I think it played a huge part in helping me kind of see the gym as like a stress relief of sorts instead of a punishment. Especially I think like boxing with friends helped that. Now I see it as like, for example, I had a tough day, I go to the gym. So there's that. I hope it helps me fit into my pants again. That's my goal of the month.
That's a fair goal. That's a fair goal.
Yeah. So that's one. And then when I have time, which, I'm time poor, which is sad, but when I have time and have enough saved up, I like to travel. So with COVID, international travel is not possible. It's international travel is my favorite thing in the world. Like I know people are like travel locally, but then
Yeah.
I think I go for travel because I like the novelty of it. Like
Yeah,
by
exactly.
novelty, like meeting new people from different cultures, experiencing food using spices that I've never really experienced all in one dish before. Things like that.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm right now, I'm doing what I can by traveling within Japan with my friends, but it just doesn't give me the same amount of thrill that I do from
Hmm.
traveling internationally. So I still do that once in a while, but I don't do it as often as I would have if COVID didn't exist.
Yeah, I think everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. So travel is something that I'm unable to do uh so much anymore. So so I think I've swapped that with reading, cuz reading is
Mm.
a type of like mental travel, I'd like to say,
Hmm.
cuz especially I like to read a lot of fiction. Um so my favorite genre is like a fantasy adventure kind of
Hmm.
book. So I get transported to a different world as I read. And I'm a very visual person. So, if you tell me a story of you breaking your arm, I will see you breaking
Yeah.
your arm in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
head. Like literally I'm that kind of person. I don't even control it. It happens. It pops in
Hmm.
my head.
Yeah.
And so it's the
But you're
same
really
with
squeamish for those
reading.
sort of things too. You're just like, ooh, ouch.
I know. Oh my god. Like anyway, so there's that. I like to read a lot in my free time. Um and sometimes I like to read nonfiction too, like business books, because I'm a nerd that way. I like to, and also because I have dreams, right? I want to be able
Yeah.
to achieve certain things in the future, and I really like to. I find it interesting. I particularly like the business books that kind of dive into the human psyche.
Ooh, yes, yeah.
So I think marketing books do a lot of that, which
Yeah.
is fun, and I think that's why I got into marketing in general, right? Because
Mm.
it touches on the human psychology. Maybe I can even think of going to HR, but I don't know. I feel like HR is such a stagnant. I mean, sorry, let me not like. I hope HR people don't think I am shitting on them. It's just it feels not stagnant. Sorry, um,
It's not very
it's
creative.
very it's very chill.
Oh, it's very chill.
it's
I was gonna say it's not very creative. Like marketing is very
Yeah.
There's a bit of creativity in there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're right. HR is a little bit, it's less dynamic than marketing. There you
Mm.
go.
Yeah.
Dynamic is the word.
Mm.
So I think it's a very challenging job, HR, but I
Mm.
think it's not as dynamic as I would prefer it to be for a career choice.
Hmm.
So yeah, I like to read, and then I used to like to play games, but since I work in the gaming industry, media industry, it kind of traumatized me away from that. Like I touch
Mm.
a game and then I'm just like, fuck, I think of work. Sorry. Sorry for my French. But
Yeah. No, I get that.
um
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm trying to slowly ease myself back into gaming again. Just for our listeners, by the way, I am changing my job soon. I think people who were listening to our previous episode kind of had like were able to listen to the stress I was feeling, but it's a long time coming. I've learned a lot,
Yeah.
but I think it's time for me to move on, and yeah, and hopefully with a shift, um, with the wonderful next opportunity that I have, I'll probably be able to rediscover my love for games again. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Yeah, so I haven't been doing a lot of gaming recently, but yeah, maybe in the future I used to. And
You're still a
what
gamer
I
at heart.
I am like you though. I'm a casual gamer, not a
Yeah.
hardcore
Yeah.
gamer. So I'm looking forward to just playing games for fun again.
Mm.
And then, but what I do kind of like, so what replaced traveling? So I did say that I traveled for like the thrill of it, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I think I'm a thrill seeker. Like, I like
Mm.
novel experiences, like heart pumping experiences, or just anything that is very, very new and gets me really excited.
Yeah.
And, but the thing is, like, I think I'm a healthy thrill seeker because I would never go chemical with this. Like,
Yeah.
so no, kids, stay healthy. Don't try anything that you would change the chemistry of your brain. But if it's not organic, I would recommend that you stay away from it. But so organic stuff like but anyway, I look for thrilling stuff to do. Like for example, I did paragliding last year.
Oh.
Are you familiar with paragliding, Emily?
That's the one where you're sitting and
Yes.
you've got the
yes,
two
you're
little pulley things either side and you run off the cliff and fly
and
down.
then you parachute down. Yeah. Well, not parachute. Yeah, you
like a
fly
glide.
down.
Yeah. I wanted to do that. You can do it in Queenstown though. It looks amazing.
You should. It's so much fun.
Oh,
You're not afraid of heights.
Oh, I am, but it's kind of one of those things of like you're flying, so you're not falling.
Yeah, it's really fun. Usually you'll get a professional with you behind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
you'll be
can't imagine
fine.
them being like, here, just jump into this and walk off the cliff. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he was so funny. He pushed us out of the thing because I was so scared.
Aw.
Like I'm that type of person that's so game before and after,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
during
yeah.
the moment when you have to I think that's everyone, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's like everyone needs a push, but like he literally pushed us out of the platform.
That's cool.
That was fun. But the thing is, like when I tried it the first time, it was like literally 2 days after my breakup with someone I really, really liked. So he broke up with me and it was 2 days after, so it felt so surreal. I was so out of it.
Yeah. Aw.
Like it felt like an out of body experience actually. So I would want to do it again just so that I could see if I felt it didn't feel real and I couldn't really tell if it was because I was out of it, like I was like in the throes of despair,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
if it was just because it was such a surreal experience, period. I
Yeah.
couldn't really tell. So I have to go again and figure it out.
Oh, well, I'll have to go with you.
Yeah, come over. So that's paragliding. I'm also keen on trying skydiving at least once. I'm pretty sure that's going to be terrifying because
You
it's
should
like
come
it's
to
a
New Zealand to
falling
do it.
experience.
It's,
Oh my
it's one of
god.
the best
Is it
places to do
safe?
you know, you're jumping out of a plane. Of course it's safe. It'll be safe
No,
because
'cause-
it's regulated and everything, obviously, here. But, I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because like there's always a tiny, tiny risk of your parachute not opening, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
that's why I kind of like if I were to do it, I want to do it in Japan because I feel like one of the safest countries in terms of precautions
Yeah.
is Japan. Like
Yeah, for
people are
sure.
slow here because of precautions
Yeah.
and preps toward certain dangers that they foresee. So maybe I'll do it the second time there. I think the
Sounds
first
good.
time I'll feel safest in Japan, so I'll do that here.
That's good.
And also I'm like looking into, I'm not sure yet, bungee jumping. I don't like the idea of like being flipped upside down. So if I'm not mistaken, because bungee jumping is when they tie your foot, right? And
Yep.
then
It originated here in New Zealand.
What? Okay, that I
Yeah.
will do there.
Yeah, AJ Hackett. He's the guy who invented the bungee jump or the bungee I can't remember. Anyway, he's got something to do with it, but he invented it. They tie your feet together and they make you jump off a platform. The thing that doesn't thrill me is the whip back.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
that's
you hit
what I
the
was.
engine, yeah, you whip back and I was like, ugh, that sounds like a disaster for my muscles.
Yeah. So you've never tried it before,
No, God, no, I would never do it.
and you don't want to try it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I like paragliding excites me because there's actually an element of enjoying it. Like you get to enjoy a beautiful view while you float down. Bungee jumping is just like I don't know. It's like being thrown into water is what I equate it to. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And then what? You paid $80 for what? So,
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like to pay for stuff where I feel like I'm just gonna suffer.
Yeah. No.
So actually, like, yeah, even I think it's probably one of the reasons why I don't like diving that much. I mean, I know if you dive properly, you're gonna do like you don't have to feel like the water, the surface tension of the water.
Ah,
'Cause
right. Yep.
but if you don't do it well, you'll really feel like the whack of the water on your body.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff like that. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence with bungee jumping. But it's just I love heights, so anything that causes me, that will force me to jump from somewhere and still survive, I will. I
Oh,
will
now
go
that
for
I
it.
know all this, you need to come here because there's so many things you can do here. That's like you can do like
Jumping stuff.
you can do like where you sit on a rope and you basically go through a canyon. There's like a swing, which is basically a bungee, but it's a swing. So you get dropped and you're in a harness. So you get dropped and you swing into the valley. It's quite
Oh
fun.
my god! Oh my god! I love
Yeah, there's so
that.
many things you can do here. It's yeah, it's a place where you want to do it.
I think swinging into stuff is fun. Like I think I did that in Korea once, where to
Ooh.
get to Nami Island, there's this island called Nami Island, and you get to it from Seoul, and then so Seoul is the
Mm.
main city, and then uh so you get to there from a like a higher portion of Seoul, and then you slide all the way down to the island.
Wow.
So and then it's not scary just because you feel like there's water under you. So
Oh my god,
so
that sounds amazing.
even if it snaps, yeah, you'll be water. There will be water to kind of buoy you up. But people say actually, when you fall from a plane, they say it's actually not safe to fall in water
No, because it's
because
like hitting concrete. Yeah.
yeah, because the surface tension. Back to the
Yep.
surface tension, but the
Yeah.
surface tension will kill you. So I was just like, so I was kind of holding on to a hope that wasn't there when I was thinking of like me possibly falling in
No.
the.
No,
No, I
you've got
would
to.
dive. I would position my body in a way that I wouldn't I wouldn't hit like concrete. I would try to dive into the water. I mean, I would attempt it. I don't know, like theoretically I would attempt it, but I don't know if I can do it. When you're like falling to your death, you're like, okay,
Yeah, I think
goodbye.
you got more concerns.
I know, right? Yeah, okay. And then the last one, I like to chill at cafes to read and work.
Mm.
So actually, my primary complaint before was that Tokyo is so busy that all of the cafes have like a time limit and
Yeah.
people are bustling in and out, which I
Yeah.
hate.
It's not very
But
cafe like, is it? Yeah.
yeah, and even Starbucks, right? And all of
Mm.
these places tend to be strangely busy. But um, since moving to a different side of Tokyo, I think I was able to find cafes that are a little bit like off the city center and much more chill.
Yeah.
So these are my secret spots that I keep myself sane. I go to them to keep
Mm.
myself sane, and so I
Yeah.
found them. I have at least two in my head, so that's yeah. So I still get to do that sometimes. I do work there. By work, as in just like stuff for my side projects,
Yeah.
or I read.
Nice.
So yeah, and doing all of these things really helped with burnout and easing anxiety, because we are not our work. We are not
Mm.
defined by our jobs. We should have a life outside of them, just because what kind of life would it be if you don't let yourself enjoy it?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I guess to wrap this up, Emily, do you think that doing all of these things help you make life feel a little bit more worth living? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
yeah.
every bit of it makes it just takes the monotony out of um you know, work and stuff, and makes you appreciate your own time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, experience things.
Yeah. And my therapist also said that if cuz sometimes I struggle with this, like finding stuff to look forward to, and I think it's because I tend to focus on work too much.
Mm.
And she did say that to be able to kind of enliven or to kind of revive your gusto for life, right, is to go back to the things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So I had to reevaluate and remember what the things that I enjoy, and so this is where it brought me. So I found
Nice.
the stuff that I enjoy again, and I'm back to being a human being again.
You found
No longer.
paragliding and it changed your life.
No, that was last year,
Oh, okay,
but
Maybe you need to go do it again.
with you, I'm bringing you with
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I'll pick you up at the airport, and then we'll just dive down to Japan.
Sounds good.
That's not even paragliding anymore. That's skydiving.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'll just jump out the plane and be like, hey, this has been fun, but this is my stop. Bye.
Bye. Like, opens the door.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. We'd love to hear what you guys do. Like, if
Yeah.
you have any hobbies that we haven't mentioned that are kind of in line with the ones that we have here, send us a comment. We'd love to hear about it, or share it with us in our Instagram. We would always reply. So, yeah, send us a message or send us a comment, and we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thank you so much. I hope that this kind of gave you an idea of what we do outside of work and the types of people we are. Like, yeah, and I really, sometimes I look at Emily's hobbies and I get really, like, I don't know, I try to, not jealous, but like I admire that kind of craftsmanship and being able
Aw.
to sit down and make something out of nothing, because I can tell that it's really therapeutic too, right? And there's
Oh,
that,
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I
and
wouldn't
there's
do
that
it if it
feeling
wasn't
of,
right. It's that feeling of like of achieving something that's unachievable, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what you would have thought was unachievable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, like, so I kind of admire that, but then as you can see, aside from like aside from reading, I cannot sit still. Like, I
That's
need
fine.
to be
That's
doing,
fine.
yeah, I need to be doing something or thinking of something. And
Mm.
so yeah, and maybe that's what makes this podcast interesting, because we're so different.
Polar opposites.
Yeah, I wish I can bring all of you with me as I jump to my not death. I jump to my thrill.
Yes. Jump for the thrill of it.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much, guys. This is it for this episode. We'll try to come up with another fun episode for the next one, so that we kind of bring the mood up again for the podcast. And yeah, so anyway, thank you so much, and we hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.